This is another New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper. What's happening, Elder? What you doing?
Peace, my brother, and peace to the brothers and sisters. Doing very well. All praise be to the Creator.
All right. So I brought you out here today to talk about the up-and-coming event that we're going to have.
Yes, sir.
But I also would like you to elaborate on your last week's meeting in Norfolk about the unity.
Yes, sir. We were down in Norfolk on the 13th at the House of Consciousness, and we were dealing with black unity down there. And just touching on the basis, brother, how we as a people need to unify in order to move forward. We're too divided. We got too many religious sects, too many political sects, and we're fighting one another, you know, on our own fields, and then we're trying to fight the enemy at the same time. And as the old African proverb says, if brothers are fighting brothers, then the enemy can come in and take the land. Well, they're not actually, they're already taking the land. Now they're taking our children, our women, and now our men. So we need to unify, get past our little, you know, theologies and ideologies and philosophies and come together as a people. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So that's a difficult task, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And I know you've been working at it sincerely and honestly.
33 years, bro.
Right. And I've been working at it too, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
What we need to do is let's get free, right? And so on July the 16th, we're going to gather and call 100 men to unite and commit.
Yes, sir.
To let's get free.
Well, brother, we're going to call 99. You got one.
Yeah. And I'm one. Well, we need 90-something more people.
90 more.
But we know we got some people, but we want those who have not responded to the call to begin to unite and let's erase those lines that we have drawn in the sand that divide us.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Because at the end of the day, we the same people.
We're the same people. And, you know, as I try to explain to people, when the Europeans look at us, they don't look at us as Christian, Islamic, Hebrew, Rasta, you know, RBG, Black Panther, whatever. They look at us in the same way. And brothers and sisters, y'all have to understand this. They look at you only as a nigger. That's the only way they see.
A genetic threat.
A genetic threat. They hate your superiority, they hate your creativity, they hate your genius, they hate your skin complexion, they hate your melanin. They want everything about you, so they hate you. They're not looking at the group you're in, they're looking at who you are and know you belong to the same seed. See, we are different branches of the same tree. And I don't understand why we're trying to fight each other when we come from the same roots, the same ancestors, the same people. This is the stupidity that we are bringing upon ourselves that keep us divided. See, in order to kill the external demon, you got to first kill the internal demon. And we got to kill this demon within ourselves first. So this day of unity, we call on brothers and sisters, not just in the Richmond area, but surrounding counties, and those of us who are a little further away. If you can drive into the city, come here. We go everywhere to shop. We go for entertainment. We go for sports. Come to do something productive and to help build this nation. And as I like to stress, let's do it for the children. Because the children are our future and our tomorrow. If we don't do it for no one else, do it for them.
Right. So what we concentrating on this year, July the 16th at Abner Clay Park.
Yes, sir.
That's right off of Lee Street in the back of the Adult Learning Center. We concentrating on getting free. Free is an acronym for farms.
All right. Yes, sir.
Real estate.
Yes, sir.
Education.
Come on with
and economics. Right?
All right. Yes, sir.
We know that there are Monsanto produced foods. They're GMOs.
Correct. Right?
Tell us the adverse and the negative effects of GMOs in relation to us getting control of farms and feeding ourselves.
Well, we need to farm and get fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, due to the fact, brothers and sisters, that these clean foods not just aids in your health, you know, your ability to move and live longer, but it has a lot to do with your thinking. The better the foods are, the more open the mind is to receive and to learn. This is what the Black Panthers proved back in the late 60s and early 70s when they set up the before school program for children. They found out through studies that children were going to school with not properly being able to comprehend the lessons because they weren't eating breakfast in the morning and they weren't eating the proper foods. Therefore, they became drowsy in class, sleeping, not paying attention. The mind was not alert. So we need fresh foods to keep our mind alert for better learning, to awaken ourselves, to be more spiritually connected. Also, bad food, these GMOs, they change your moods, your emotions. And a lot of things we're eating is causing us self-hatred. When we're down, eat the wrong food, your energy drops. When your energy drops, you get moody, you get aggravated, you get irate or irritated.
And attitude shifts.
Attitude shifts, and then we reflect this on one another. You may walk down the street and see me and speak to me. I'm a mumble like most of us do.
Right.
Boy, I don't know you.
I got daggone corn syrup rally. Enough in me.
Yes, sir.
Right. So farmlands is the answer.
It is the
to
answer,
getting away from that corporate controlled food.
Exactly, and it's very, very important to us and to the brothers and sisters who have land, especially in the rural areas and the counties. Hold on to that land. Pay your taxes. If you don't know how to farm it, get someone who does. My relatives were what they call country people. And my mother was from Amelia County, and my father was from Chesterfield when it was nothing but Chesterfield County. And most of my relatives coming up were farmers. So I know the value of having land. They raised their own cattle, they raised their own livestock. And when they were ready to eat, most of their stuff came from the backyard.
Right.
We used to go down there and get bushels of vegetables and food. And brother, it's nothing like fresh vegetables.
Right. So in order to control your food, you must have farmland.
Must have land.
So,
and what we do, and one of the mistakes, let me say this real quick,
yes, sir.
King Shah.
Yes, sir.
One of the mistakes we make is when our ancestors pass on and they leave us land, the first thing we want to do is sell it.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at that quick dollar. We don't want to take the time to work and to build. The most valued thing in America and across the world is land. Hold on to that land.
Right. So the next thing, in order to get land, we got that big R.
Yes,
real estate.
Real estate.
Right. So if we need hospitals, grocery stores,
correct,
our own mechanic shops, etc., it's all going to require real estate.
Yes,
What's
sir.
the importance of us owning our own real estate?
Real estate means exactly what you just said earlier, freedom. When you own your own real estate, you're able to free yourself. You can have your own schools, hospitals, businesses, grocery stores. Real estate means freedom. Freedom means economical empowerment.
Right.
Now we obtain wealth.
Right.
We're not a wealthy people because we own nothing. And then we complain when Europeans and others come into our communities, as we call it, or come around. Us and start building up. We say they're taking everything. They're not taking it. It's sitting around you, but you don't want to invest in it. You don't want to buy into it. You don't want to take control of it. You wait till someone else comes in, and then you complain that they're moving in on your territory. If it's your territory, act like it's your territory.
You should already state the claim.
Exactly.
Right. So in order to operate in farms and real estate, the next alphabet is the E, education.
Education.
How important is education in relationships to farmland, real estate, in knowing thyself?
It's very, very important. You have to know not only the retail aspect of the land, the cost, and what you have to invest in it. You have to know the land itself. What can you grow on this land? Or can you build on this land? How many acres does it take to put a structure on this land? Let me share a true story with you real quick. I was, may have been 20 or 21. I belonged back then to the Metropolitan Business League.
Okay, right there on Marshall and
yes, sir.
2nd Street.
And then it was Mayor Roy West.
Right, right.
Who was the head of it.
Yeah.
And I attended one meeting, stood up at that meeting as a young man, and the Slip Shackle Bottom area, it was a ghost town then. Most of the buildings were boarded up, nothing was down there. I stood up at that meeting, I said, why don't we pull our money together, start buying these buildings and do something with them. They scorned me to laughter, and I can't remember the brother's name, but it was an elderly brother there that said, young man, you have a lot to learn. And I remember leaving that meeting that night, King Shaw, feeling that big, brother.
Right.
And today, let's look at Shackle Bottom, what they call Shackle Slip.
It's a real estate boom.
It's $1 million industry going on there.
Right, right.
And see, I just had a vision, and this vision came from my father's vision. I was really quoting what he was teaching us.
But it appears that you was around the blockers.
Yes, sir.
They saw what you saw, but they didn't want you to look at it that way anymore.
And they
discouraged
were too afraid.
you.
They were too afraid to. We want to get in business, but we want to be selfish in our business. I just want my individual business. I don't want to help build a business of black people.
Right.
Or a black community. I just want my own little shop. That's the way we think when we think about black business. We don't think, cooperative.
Right.
Economics.
Which goes into the next E.
Yes,
economics.
Sir. Right.
Farmland, real estate, education, and economics.
Yes, sir.
Those 4 things tied together, what does it produce, sir?
It produces a nation. It produces, brothers and sisters, a nation of your own. I always quote, using examples, the Honorable Marcus Garvey and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, 2 men who built up a nation within a nation.
Most definitely.
Showing that we can do it. And a nation has a government. So they both had their own government that was respected by this government. So it's no reason to fear America. There are laws in America if you know how to use them wisely and educate yourself in these laws
to
protect yourself. And that's one of the things I respect my Moorish brothers for, is the understanding and the studying of law.
Right.
We have to educate ourselves in law, all aspects of law, but especially the law dealing with real estate.
And farmland.
And farmland. Yes, sir. Thank you. We have to do this in order to be economically independent as a people, free as a people, and then as a people we'll get the respect that we deserve. No one respects us because they can see that we are a disunified people. No one respects us because when we go in business, we go in business just for our individual self and not collective self.
Right.
No one respects us because we don't identify and love with one another. No one respects us because we're constantly fighting each other. And that's one of the biggest things I hate.
Because people wonder what happened to Farm Fresh. What happened to all these places? They did a collective merger.
They did. They did. And what happened to them? We didn't support them.
Right.
We weren't there for them. We complained. We always complain about black business, but we won't complain about the white business, the Chinese business, the Arab business, or any other person's business.
And all of them work collectively.
They work collectively together, and when most of us go in these businesses, we're disrespected. We're not treated properly. If we have a complaint, it's pushed aside. But when other people come in of other races and they have issues and complaints, the management comes out quickly and they try to settle this and address it in a proper manner.
Right, because they are looking at a people that they have really, in their mind, no reason to respect.
Exactly.
They don't control farmland. They don't control real estate. They don't control economics.
Right.
They don't control education.
Correct.
Let's get free. Let's focus on these 4 main points.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have to do it, and we have to do it with everything that is within us. We have to use all of our brothers and sisters from every avenue of education, politics, whatever resource a brother or sister has, a skill, a degree, a diploma, we need you. We have to use everyone. It's not going to take one of us or one organization, what I'm saying. It's going to take all of us collective together to make this thing a reality and to make it happen. So on Unity Day, we're calling out everybody. We're not calling out one group or one individual. We want all of us to come together.
Whether you Muslim, whether you Christian, whether you RBG, Hebrew Israelite or that.
That's right. We want you all to come out and start working together. If we start here in Richmond, for instance, to build up cooperative economics, and then someone else start let's say Norfolk, someone else start in Roanoke, and we build a web with each other. We can send this thing national.
Right, because we also meeting July the 16th in Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
We got,
yes, sir.
you know,
yes, sir.
this is our 3rd year doing this, right? And
yes,
we have a second city that does it with us too. And we're trying to go national and worldwide with this Black Unity Day. It's young, like a fresh bud coming up out the ground.
And
you know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful. That's what we need. And this fresh, you said fresh bud.
Yeah, B-U-D, Black Unity Day.
Yes, sir. Oh, all right. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
The scripture talk about that fresh shoot coming up.
And that's
that new growth.
Brother. Yes, sir. That new growth come out because you have time to do what? It's like a newborn child. And the old saying, you know the old saying, brother, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Right.
But you take that newborn child, you can mold them and shape them to be what they're supposed to be, which is why in the scriptures, Yahshua, whom the world called Jesus, he said, in order to come to me, he said, you must come into me as a little child.
Willing to follow.
Willing to be taught, to learn, to follow, and to do the work. Right.
And we're not asking nobody to come out to follow me as a personality or you.
No, sir.
We're talking about an acronym. Farms, real estate, education, and economics.
Yes, sir.
But what we have is a lot of chiefs.
We have too many chiefs. And it's sad because everyone now thinks they're a scholar.
Yes.
Everybody wants a platform.
Or a leader.
Or a leader.
Right.
And our biggest problem, to me, brother, I mean, you correct me, is if I hear you speaking on something that is dynamic, I'm not listening to you, I'm waiting to challenge you.
I'm waiting to challenge
you. I'm waiting to debate you.
Right.
And see, that's a great issue that was created by white society, another tactic to keep us divided.
Right. Specifically, if our debates are, you know, about a pissing contest, if it's about seeing who is the most intelligent, right? But what we are saying is, farms, real estate, education, and economics, this is undebatable. Right? It's universally methods that got any people free.
Exactly. And we still miss that because we're too caught up in, as I always say, the drama. And this is why, again, society gives us a lot of reality shows and drama shows. Our mind is really caught up in a lot of drama. And I'm not talking about the deaf, dumb, and blind.
We're talking about those who say they're awake.
Awake, right. They're educated, they're conscious, they're religious, they're spiritual.
That's why that's why I'm calling out a lot of elders. You see me working with a lot of the newcomers, the new young leaders.
Right.
But they don't have the seasoned wisdom that some of the elders have. So I'm allowing the elders to come out and show these young leaders how it's supposed to be done.
And we pray that these young leaders will listen to them.
Right.
Not sit there in your own mind debating with them and waiting to ask the wrong question, but ask the right question.
Because we do know some things that you don't know.
Exactly. And see, this is what we have to understand. We got to go back to family too. Because family, and I'm not talking about individual family, back in the day we were a family, black people.
Right. Regardless of what we believe, we was a family.
We could walk the street and any elder that passed by, we would give them the utmost respect. If you were cursing, your mouth would shut up. You wouldn't allow that elder to hear you curse. So we have to go back to being a family and listen to our elders, that we who are younger may apply the principles of life, that we may get this land, build this economy that we need, obtain this real estate, so that we may develop a real black community and not just talk about a black community.
Right, because right now we say it's a black community, but the real estate and the farms and the education and the economics is controlled by non-blacks.
Exactly.
So we live in white communities.
We live in white communities owned by whites, red, brown, yellow people.
Right.
No black empowerment.
So
whatsoever.
let's get free.
Let's get free.
The scriptures say the truth shall make you what?
Make you free.
And the truth is you don't own your farmlands. You don't own your real estate. You don't control your economics or your education.
Exactly.
Let's get free, July the 16th.
We'll be there.
Richmond, Virginia. Abner Clay Park at 2:34.
All right.
Come on out. If you got so much food that you don't need, bring some out to give away.
Please do.
If you got so much clothes that your closet's just busting with clothes.
We know children that need them.
Bring them on out.
Grown folks that need them if you haven't. But brothers and sisters, we need this unity. We need to build. We need to love. We need to come together. We need to embrace each other. Unity Day, we're challenging you. And hold on, let me say something, Brother King Shaw. I'm challenging the black ministers here in Richmond. Ministers, imams, rabbis, I'm challenging you. You quoting from these scriptures, you preaching to your people, you're teaching your people. Now I'm challenging you to step on them.
That's right. We want the leaders of the New South to come out.
Yes,
we're talking to the young guys.
Yes, sir.
We want the United States black nationalists to come out. We're talking to the young guys. We want our unified revolution to come out. We're talking to the young guys. We want the nation of God's and earth to come out.
Come on, brothers and sisters.
Everybody. We need 100 good men who is tired of all the talking and ready to build.
Right. That's right.
This has been another New Black World Order TV Productions. Chopper.
Peace.
Peace.